Honorable Speaker Ferdinand Martin Gomez Romualdez, Honorable Robert Pittenger, fellow parliamentarians, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As the chairman of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, I am deeply honored to be part of this forum, the very first time that the Philippines is hosting this forum, and thank you to Honorable Pittenger for coming all the way to the Philippines and trusting the Philippines to host this forum. History teaches us one undeniable truth. When might dictates right, chaos reigns. The Indo-Pacific is no stranger to this lesson. For centuries, this region has been a battleground of empires, colonization, and conflict. But when the dust of war settled, a new era began. One built on fairness over force, diplomacy over dominance, and law over lawlessness. The rules-based international order emerged to replace the old world of conquest with a new world of consensus. And under this order, we have seen a flourishing of economies, the lifting of millions out of poverty, and a fragile but real peace. However, today, that order is under siege. The challenge before us is urgent and clear. Will we uphold the laws that protect all, or allow the ambitions of the powerful to shape the fate of the many? History has shown what happens when rules are disregarded: instability, conflict, and suffering. We must not allow any nation, no matter how large or strong, to impose its will upon others. The path forward must be the one of law, not coercion. The rules-based order is the foundation of global security, fairness, and cooperation. It allows small nations to stand with dignity among great powers, protected not by military strength, but by the power of law and principle. Without the rules-based order, the rights of the weaker states become irrelevant, their voices silenced, and their sovereignty reduced to an afterthought. And make no mistake, we have witnessed that when rules break down, it is always the smaller nations that suffer first. When the strong impose their will unchecked, the vulnerable are left defenseless. Is this the world we are willing to accept? The Philippines made a choice to trust in law, not in force. When China laid sweeping and baseless claims over the South China Sea, including the West Philippine Sea, disregarding international law, and trampling on the sovereign rights of smaller nations, the Philippines stood firm. It did not send warships or escalate tensions. It turned to the law, to the Permanent Court of Arbitration, and prevailed. We thank the countries that stood with us, recognizing the arbitral award as binding and enforceable. The 2016 tribunal ruling is not just a victory for one nation. It is a victory for every country that holds fairness, legal order, and peaceful dispute resolution. It proves that small nations can defend their sovereignty, not with arms, but with the strength of law. Yet, despite this ruling, China has disregarded, persisting in militarization, coercion, and economic intimidation. If we do nothing, what precedent does this set? If we allow the erosion of international law in the South China Sea, where will it stop? If international law is not upheld, what remains to safeguard peace? The Philippines thrives under the international system envisioned by the founders of the United Nations. To remain effective and relevant, this order must reflect the aspirations of nations regardless of size or power. First, the international order must be open, ensuring that states are free from coercion and intimidation, It must allow all nations to exercise their sovereign rights and access the global commons without interference. Transparency and fair application of rules are vital to prevent any nation from being marginalized. Equally important, the order must be inclusive, avoiding hierarchies and recognizing the strategic agency of every nation by considering the legitimate interests of all states. Cooperation and mutual respect are strengthened. Moreover, the order must be rules-based, grounded in international law and the UN Charter. Adherence to multilateral treaties and customary norms is essential. Ensuring rules are applied consistently and not selectively, serving as a fair foundation for all nations. The international order must also be governed by the rule of law, ensuring justice is based on principles that protect the rights and sovereignty of all nations. This law should provide consistency and fairness in resolving disputes and fostering international cooperation. Finally, the order must be guided by equity and justice, recognizing differentiated rights and obligations based on historical contexts and capacities. We must safeguard the common heritage of humankind and protect resources for future generations. In our struggle to pursue a rules-based international order, we are not alone. Across the Indo-Pacific, nations are standing firm with the Philippines. We thank the United States, which continues to defend freedom of navigation in regional security alliances. Australia, unwavering in its commitment, reinforces economic partnerships and upholds international law. Japan champions a free and open Indo-Pacific, ensuring that commerce and security remain free from coercion. South Korea promotes trust and regional security ties. India, through its Act East policy, strengthens maritime cooperation and multilateral engagement. ASEAN has remained a pillar of diplomacy, economic integration, and peaceful management of disputes. Their action sends a clear message. The rules matter, and those who seek to undermine them will not go unchallenged. The Philippines remains committed to an open, exclusive, and rules-based Indo-Pacific region, recognizing it as the strongest safeguard of sovereign equality. The rules-based order ensures that all states, regardless of size, are treated with respect and fairness. Stability and predictability, essential for national progress, allow nations like the Philippines to pursue long-term goals, including a secure and prosperous future for all Filipinos. The rules-based order guarantees just and equitable access to global commons, from the high seas to cyberspace, fostering sustainable development and scientific advancement. Moreover, it enables collective action against challenges no single nation can resolve alone, whether it be climate change, technological shifts, or transnational threats. To smaller nations, the rules-based order is both a shield and a voice, protecting sovereignty from the ambitions of the powerful. But its survival depends on our collective will to uphold it, demand adherence, and resist any erosion of the principles that protect us all. Those who dismiss these rules as outdated must ask themselves, what is the alternative? A world where disputes are settled through force and intimidation? Where sovereignty is disregarded if it conflicts with the interests of the powerful? That is not a world of peace, stability, or prosperity. It is a world of uncertainty and fear. We must reject this. We must reaffirm our commitment to a global order where all nations have their rights respected and their voices heard. The Indo-Pacific must remain a region of peace, stability, and shared prosperity. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Madam Secretary General.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, I would like to acknowledge His Excellency Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez, the Speaker of the House of